Hello everyone, Reed back here with my Monster Hunter Portable third playthrough, I guess. This time we're taking on Nargacuga. It's a very fast monster, similar to Tigrex if you've ever played Freedom Unite or um, any of the maybe Freedom 2. I don't know. No, yes, Freedom 2. Sorry. I'm fighting with a greatsword because that's sort of what I'm used to fighting with. Um, he's very fast, but at the same time he's not. I don't know how to describe. He's very fast, and a lot of his moves you can roll through, so it makes. So for a lot of people, it makes him their favorite monster because they can sort of feel cool by rolling through moves and other stuff like that. Personally, I don't really like him that much, mostly because in 3U I've fought in countless Lucent Nargacugas, which is sort of an upgraded version that practically just a giant pain in the ass. Like, I don't know. But I understand why people enjoy it, and here I'm just looking for where he spawns. This is the first time I fought him, so I'll play his intro movie. But anyways, yeah, he's. I don't dislike him, but at the same time, I don't really like fighting yet. Just sort of as a rule, almost. Excuse me. I don't know. It's hard to describe and like talk about really. It's sort of like a love-hate relationship, I guess you'd say. It's more like oh, here we go. So there you go. And oddly enough, even though he was on top of that giant tree, he's now just standing there looking like a dope. There, my game is lagging a little bit. One of the reasons I like to fight him, he also starts in rage mode, which is of course awesome, you know. But anyways, one of the reasons I like to fight him with a greatsword is you can deal a lot of damage. You don't have to be consistently hitting him to deal good damage with the greatsword. And that's sort of why I like the greatsword as a whole. And it's especially good for Narga because a lot of his moves are very quick, and as such, you usually kind of just get wrecked by them. And this, it allows you to dodge, even though I'm not doing it very well, but it allows you to dodge and sort of stay safe. So here, like, if I was using a switch axe, I probably would have gotten hit by that, or I'd have to try and roll through it. But with the greatsword, I can just run away from it, and then work on the tail. It also allows me to sort of really accurately pinpoint where I want to be hitting, and other stuff like that. And it's especially useful to dodge those spikes because those things, I don't know in 4 or in Portable Third, but in Freedom Unite they have really big hitbox, and they did. I think it might have been one of his most damaging moves besides the tail slam. So you see there, can roll through it, but I'm not really rolling through it. I'm more just rolling under it. That's definitely a distinction you have to make. I've talked about before, like, you might say, oh, I'm so good at this, I can dodge through all of his tail swipes and stuff, but what really might be happening is he's either a slightly higher elevation, or your roll brings you closer to the ground so you can sort of just get under it. Like, I know for a fact that you roll under that side's tail swipe, and I'm pretty sure you roll under the sort of 360 tail swipe, and honestly, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. So there I went for a sort of wide slash. I don't really know why. I've sort of tried to incorporate some of the Greatsword's other moves. I thought I could roll after that, but it was excuse me. Tried to incorporate some of the Greatsword's other moves beyond just the standard unsheath slap smash attack, and sometimes it's nice. I mean, especially for Narga, the side, yeah. So there, I'm pretty sure I rolled through it actually, because you can see it kind of like move me, and then it just leaves the area. But the side slider is really good for Nargacuga because if you're trying to get the tail off, the slap doesn't do cutting damage, so you have to sort of just do a ton of unsheath attacks, or sort of commit to a full unsheath combo, which is the unsheath slap smash attack, which I don't think I do, but that's beside the point. Sorry, I've got like a little bit of something in my throat. One thing that's interesting about Nargacuga is if you use a Sonic Bomb on it, it'll put it immediately into rage mode. And if you do it while it's in sort of prowler, so here's the unsheath combo, and I missed the smash attack, which does the most damage, I believe. But either way, if you use a Sonic Bomb, so you see there I go under it, it'll put it into rage mode. And if you use it in prowler mode, which I don't know, I'm sure it'll do, but I don't know if it's done it yet. It's sort of where it like jumps up. That right there, that's prowler mode. Or at least that's what I call prowler mode. I'm pretty sure that's sort of the slang term for it, I guess. I mean, it probably has its own name, but I've always known it as prowler mode or stalker mode, whatever. If you use a Sonic Bomb there, it'll knock him over like you tripped him, and he also drops a shiny, which most of the time is a tier, but it can be more rare things like tears, I think scales, or like claws or fangs maybe, and some other stuff. So it can be useful if you're just trying to get like a specific thing. But most of the time I usually try and stay away from it. Unless, you know, I've broken everything on it and I feel like it's close to dying and I want to kill it, then I'll toss a Sonic Bomb if I have them and just sort of unleash a little free charge on its face. I'm not sure if the weak spot for regular Nargacuga is the face in this game. I know for a fact it is not in 3U, or, well, Lucent Nargacuga, its face is not its weak point. Its face is very hard, and it takes very little damage. Its tail is its weak point in 3U, so I'm not sure. But honestly, in low rank, it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, with a Greatsword, it matters a little bit more, because you don't want to be attacking a spot that sort of doesn't take as much damage as you want to. But whatever. And that's a good opening for hitting the tail. Sorry, excuse me, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Sorry about that. It's just, I don't know. Something in my throat. It's weird. I'm not sick or anything, but anyways, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But anyways, I like to take the tail off Nargacuga. The tail breaks twice. Well, you break it once and then you can cut it. And cutting it is really nice. Or, well, not really nice, but cutting it off is very helpful because it allows you to dodge the sideways tail whip a lot easier than you would be able to. Also, makes that slam a little bit less deadly, which is always nice. Honestly, this fight is not going as well as I was hoping it would. I'm not sure if I die or not. I don't know. But I wanted to get it out of the way. This is, I think there's 2 or 3 new monsters left to fight in the rank I'm in. One of them being Barioth, which is sort of like a snow version of Nargacuga almost. It's very heavy. It's like a saber-toothed tiger. Whereas a Nargacuga is more like a panther or like a cheetah, maybe. I don't know. Panther is always, a panther bat thing. But yeah, a lot of Nargacuga's armor has evasion skills on it. Usually evasion +2, if I remember right. I'm not sure if low rank has the evasion +2 or if that is high rank, but usually it has very evasion focused sets, and it's also usually pretty cool. It looks cool at least, and it's usually pretty good also. It's a very sort of like, it's a good solid full set of armor to make. Like, for example, I made Jaggy armor right away because I know it gives a lot of good passive benefits and has no downsides, essentially, beyond, low defense and bad elemental resistances. But Nargacuga is similar to that. I think it has maybe evasion down, or evade distance down. I'm not sure if that's in this version, but I know one of them does. No, sorry, that's Barioth armor, which also has similar skills, but with more of a focus on survival and like element skills, I think. But what's notable about Nargacuga's weapons is all of them have usually really, really good sharpness and do not need sharpness +1 or anything to sort of really truly shine. So, for example, this is more of an end game thing, but once you get to the end game, if you're a blade master, that is, one of your main focuses is getting sharpness +1 set, because sort of the way sharpness works in this game is it gives you just more damage straight up, and it's better in almost all cases than a straight more damage on a weapon with a lesser sharpness. So, say I'm near the end game, I have a greatsword that has white sharpness and like 1000 attack, and then I have another greatsword that has purple sharpness and like 950. The 950 one is easily better, I believe, and I'm not entirely sure on that, but it's sort of just the rule I've kept is, purple sharpness is better. In addition to that, a lot of the later monsters kind of need purple sharpness for you to hit in, their weak points or anything and deal a good amount of damage. Which is, unfortunate, because it really limits your weapon choice, and it's kind of a bummer. And, it doesn't really limit your weapon choice more so than it limits your armor choice, because, well, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's sort of, it's nice that it's there, but it's bad that it's sort of a necessity. Like, it would be nice if it sort of gave, more weapons had purple sharpness, so you could just more experiment with your armor. It's like, okay, so I want evade, distance, and evasion +1. But if I do that, I won't have sharpness +1. So I'd be like, well, I can't do that. I'd have to sacrifice evasion or evade distance for this sharpness, which is such a bummer, because those skills are great, and honestly, sharpness +1 is sort of just, it's like a mandatory thing. It's like the SAT. Like, it's good that, we have it to sort of measure your intelligence, but it's bad that you're required to take it for everything. Well, not for everything. I don't know. That analogy was really weak. But I don't know. It's frustrating. I mean, gunners don't have that sort of real problem, I don't believe. Maybe if you use a bow, load up is usually really good. But other than that, like, gunners can focus more on, more damage or just enhancing their specific guns' advantages. Whereas as a blade master, you really have to, like, you choose, do you want to do damage or do you want to be able to dodge stuff? Also, that's another reason why a lot of people like Nargacuga. You can roll through his roar very easily. And then I tried the Sonic Bomb. This is what I was talking about earlier. But yeah, it's just a bummer that Sharpness +1 is such a mandatory thing. So, and I mean, it's not so prevalent in this game because G rank isn't a thing, so there's very few weapons that actually have purple sharpness. Sorry about that. But for example, in 3U, the switch axes, there's like 2 good switch axes. One of them being the Lucent Nargacuga switch axe, because it has like a ton of purple sharpness, even though, and well, a power file also really helps it, but it has a lot of purple sharpness, power file, and it does decent damage, like comparable damage to other ones. And it really sets it above most everything else because you can focus on adding more attack excuse me, skills to your arsenal, as opposed to just having to fit in Sharpness +1. Or, well, Handicraft in that game. Handicraft, Sharpness +1. Whatever. Yeah, it's a major bummer. And I just wish more weapons had innate purple sharpness. Like, it doesn't have to be great. For example, in Freedom Unite and in which one called 3U, the Diablos greatswords have a ton of damage, and with Sharpness +1 they get a little sliver of purple sharpness. That makes it the best thing because it has a ton of damage and a ton of Sharpness +1, or a ton of purple sharpness. And I mean, it's very difficult to get, more so in Freedom Unite, because I believe you have to fight the sort of like one-horn Diablos. That was a special quest and was really, really hard. But you know, it's a shame that Blade Masters have to be sort of held down by the prevalence of Sharpness +1. And I know I've said Sharpness +1 like 20 times now, but yep, that was Nargacuga. Fun fight, but oddly not fun sometimes. I don't know. As you can see, still working out kinks with my new mic. I believe it's got this weird. It doesn't pick up volume from far away, really, which is kind of weird. Like, it won't pick up my voice really, but it'll pick up like the sound of my computer and other stuff, like sounds around the house. I hope it's not the mic's problem, because I really don't want to have to send it back. I like it a lot. I just wish it had a higher sensitivity, and this is with it being boosted up in settings. So, I'll spoil it next time. I've made the Nargacuga switch axe. It's very good. I've also finished Janoga armor. So, look forward to that next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.